Welcome back to Red Truck Radio, the official podcast of Wausau Supply Company. This is your direct connection to the people, products, and progress shaping the building industry. Whether you're a contractor, architect, distributor, or just passionate about construction, we're here to deliver insights that matter. Today's episode is all about innovation, how Wausau is staying ahead of the curve and shaping the future of building. We'll talk about exciting new products like ChamClad architectural cladding, explore how we identify market needs, and look at trends that will define the next decade. Joining me are two leaders who know this space inside and out, Ryan Dallman and Mark McKamey. Ryan, Mark, welcome to Red Truck Radio. End of the year with a bang, another great year for Wausau Supply. Looking forward to 2026 and glad to have you guys here to talk about innovation. So, plastered all over the halls of Wausau are our core values, and innovation happens to be one of those. And I think it rings really true. Most people think, as a distributor, innovation wouldn't be key, but we are equal part manufacturer. But I would say even on our distributed brands, we find a way to become innovative. Innovation is not just about product. It's about the way you deliver services and your goods. So glad to have you guys here to talk about that. So Ryan, let's start with you. Let's talk about the big picture. When we talk about innovation at Wausau Supply, what does that really mean to you?
Well, I'll tell you, Adam, first, I just want to thank you for having us. It's not often that Mark and I get to be on something like this. We're working behind the scenes. So most of what we do is innovation, and some of that is company secret. So we got to stay quiet. So it's just nice to have partake in something like this. But innovation is not just part of our company culture. It's actually one of our core values. So that's just really important. And with us being an employee-owned company, we take it very seriously. Innovation often starts by listening to our customers, whether it's the adjustable hinges on our Wadena door line, or when we're trying to fill a gap in the market, like our new Diamond Coat Woodmark collection. So there's just a lot of exciting things happening right now, and it's really just part of our company culture and what we're built on.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you bring up some great examples. I remember coming to work for Wausau, and that adjustable hinge is sure something that's very differentiated. And it's all about finding solutions for the customer. And I think that's really foundationally where innovation starts. We have our siding specialists that are out in the field working with contractors, developers, architects every day. I think we get a lot on the Diamond Coat side coming forth from those siding specialists. And now those same siding specialists are dealing with ChamClad, and I'm hearing a lot of great things about ChamClad, and I'm hearing a lot of good ideas that we might be able to implement as we go forward. So, Mark, from your perspective, more on the coating side of things, how do you help Wausau stay ahead in innovation and stay ahead of industry trends?
Yeah, so Ryan mentioned some of our innovations come from our customers, but a lot of our innovations actually come from internally. So whether it's trying to eliminate a step or trying to increase the efficiency, I think that's really where coatings can shine. And just like some minor changes can sometimes have huge impacts on how your product runs and how it can perform before it even makes it to the customer.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, because the hallmark of Diamond Coat is that finish. And, I've been here right around 15 years, and just to see that coating evolve over time and really improve is a testament to you, your work, and the innovation commitment that Wausau Supply has. So, Ryan, I'm going to come back to you, and we're going to talk a little bit more about ChamClad. It's obviously we're coming into our first full year, had a phenomenal year, very well received by the customers, a very unique product in the marketplace. So with ChamClad being one of those big highlights, what do you think makes ChamClad be such a standout in the siding space?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, Adam. It's I was very, very fortunate this year to be able to work with a team up in Edmonton, and got to know all of them very well. And what really stands out is the team behind the product. They're just like the folks here in Schofield and throughout the organization. They really take ownership of the product, and you can see it and it reflects well on the product, whether it's just piece by piece inspection in some cases. It's a standout finish on the product. It's really amazing. But what really stands out is just how it was developed and really what problems it was trying to solve. It's ease of installation. It's an architectural product that has the warmth of wood. it's a sustainable product, which is amazing, and it's a very durable product. So there's so many things that stand out about ChamClad that add to our product portfolio that just knock it out of the park for us. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to visit ChamClad in Edmonton as well, and I think, I was out on a project where there was actually quite a bit of real wood, but then it was mixed with ChamClad, and actually had an individual out on that site who was a avid woodworker from a hobbyist standpoint, and it was amazing to see them and how seamlessly the ChamClad, the laminated product, really blended and meshed with the real wood to give a very authentic look. So it's a great product. Really appreciate the work you've been doing with ChamClad. Because we had a big year, didn't we? Moved into a new facility.
Absolutely. Talk about the exciting changes in 2025 and what it took to make it happen. We literally moved mountains.
Right in the heat of the season too, wasn't it?
Right. And, it really sets us up for success in 2026, to be honest. We could have delayed this, but really everything we did was in service to our customers, and it was painful, but it was necessary. The product line is growing. We needed to move into a new facility in order to serve our customers. We installed new equipment. We installed a new ERP system. Wow. So most companies would bite those off one bit at a time. We did it all at once and in a matter of months. But although we struggled in 2025 to make that happen, it really sets us up for success in the future. And we're just ready to roll into 2026. And we're going to make great strides because of all that work.
No, really appreciate the entire effort by you, your team, and the ChamClad team for sure. So Mark, jumping over to you and kind of bouncing back and forth, a little bit about ChamClad there. From your perspective, what do you really see going on the innovation side of things, and what's in the pipeline from the coding side of things? You got anything you're working on that you can share with us anyways?
So, I mean, the big thing for coatings is usually we'll see some recommendations from the field. People in sales and siding specialists will come to us with new ideas, and that's how the new dual blend aesthetic was brought to light. This is a great example of how innovation can be taken. You might see another manufacturer making a product, and they might be doing it some way. You would say, okay, how are they doing this? Is this something we can do? Well, maybe not exactly, but we can adapt their aesthetic to our process and kind of get a new result that's unique to us and still has that same role to play in aesthetics. And that's probably the biggest one that I can think of that, combine coding and innovation.
Yeah, no. And I think, most people think about coding, you're thinking about durability and, longevity, which are all hallmarks of Diamond Code for sure. But also, our business is a fashion business. So making sure that our aesthetics are top of mind and really stand out among the competition is imperative for our success and for our customers to really find the value in Diamond Coat. And I think the new aesthetic on the dual blends is phenomenal, and it keeps us, at the head of the pack when it comes to coating technology. So really appreciate that insight there. So it's great to talk about innovation and practice and, how that process begins. And it's become really robust at Wausau Supply, how we are intaking ideas of new things, but it's really about the real world and bringing those ideas to fruition. So let's talk each individually to you guys from your area of expertise. So on the ChamClad side of things, Ryan, what's one of those products that, is been really innovative, that's been brought to market, that's really solved a problem or an issue for a contractor?
Well, Adam, there's a lot of innovative products at ChamClad, but one that specifically stands out, or one product series, is the Dallman beams. It just is a really unique product line. Typically, contractors or builders are using real wood, or they're cladding over real wood structures, and over time those products just don't last. We all know this. With ChamClad, you have the durability of the ChamClad product with the warmth of real wood and the ease of installation, the way they click together. There's just a lot of value in having that, but then they're just so versatile as well. So it's just an amazing product line, and I'm really excited that we have it in our portfolio.
Yeah, I know coming out of our winter buy here at the end of last year, there's a lot of excitement around the columns, and I've seen a lot of kind of regional influencers have picked up on that, and there's no doubt that it really has addressed a need in the market. There's nothing more authentic. The ease of installation when I watch those videos, just being that simple 4-piece, and again, that realism, solving an issue for the contractor. So we're definitely on track with that beam and column. I think there's a lot of opportunity to continue to add. It looks like to me, you're not relegated to just the standard sizes. And most of the time you think of a column wrap just being a square. Looks like we're able to take multiple sizes to create multiple shapes. Sorry. Again, great innovative product. So glad to see that to market. Mark, on your side of things, we always think about the coatings and we think about Diamond Coat, but you're heavily involved in the coating side of Wadena. So can you speak to some innovation on the coating side from Wadena that has had an impact on the contractor?
Sure, absolutely. There's been a lot of changes at Wadena in my time here. We've added lines, we've changed, modified things. A lot of what we do at Wadena involves, painting, pre-finishing items, and then assembling them as quickly as possible to ship units to our customers. So something that's really driven us to improve our paints and clear coatings has been just like that rapid speed needed to toughen that coating up. So I think that actually has helped our that requirement has helped our coatings become tougher and better and faster for the contractor as well. I've seen personally quite a bit of improvements on like the durability, the scratch resistance of our coatings, and just due to the nature of having to pack them the day we paint them.
Yeah, I think most people think about, their door needs to be durable once it's set into the opening, but there's a lot more abuse that happens to that door during the manufacturing process, the transport, the installation. So
yeah, I've always said the hardest life of the door is within the first hour of being finished. So that introduces a lot of challenges.
It is, and I would tell you, I've heard great things not only from our sales team, but really from our customers about the improved durability of our coating. So it's helping them get that door installed in a pristine condition, but then also adds years of durability, and really stands by that Wadena name that people have come to know. And so that's great to hear how innovation is a practical thing that can be delivered to our customers and bring them, significant value. Let's back up a little bit and talk about innovation and how we talked about how a lot of times we hear it from our customers or our customer's customer, contractor, our sales team. But then once you have those ideas, can maybe both of you guys talk about how do you take that idea? And there's a lot of things that happen by the time you bring it to market. Maybe talk a little bit about that process of taking the idea of innovation and bringing it to market. What are the steps involved?
I think I can kick this off a little bit. I've worked a lot with Mark and we spent a lot of time together behind the scenes, and I'll tell you, it's not easy. We have a lot of failures behind the scenes as well. A lot of times we'll get to 80, 90, even 95% through the way of developing something, and we need to take a pause and say, you know what, can we get this across the finish line, because we're not seeing something that's quite right. And that's where Mark specifically will take things back to the drawing board, and we need to rework some things. So it's really a continuous improvement process more than anything. But really, that's part of our culture, is just working to make things right.
Yeah, so, a couple of things I think about. So testing has to be really important. Over my 15 years of being with the company, I've really seen a lot of evolution in the company from our manufacturing capabilities, our distribution footprint. But when it comes to testing, are we doing that all through third parties? Do we do some of that internally? How does that testing really work in the organization?
Yeah, so I guess when I first started, it was almost entirely third party. The things we would need, we would do outside, and that kind of limited us, right? You wouldn't get the feedback quite as quickly as you might want. You wouldn't always get as much information as, having a dedicated resource in-house. So I've tried to take on as much of that internally as possible, just to give us the fastest feedback, to give us some direction, as soon as we're able. And to me, I think that's made a big difference in how quickly we can react to, current situations and drive projects forward.
No, that's great. I think having the balance of third parties, maybe to validate some of the things that we're doing, but having that in-house, I think really differentiates Wausau Supply. Speed to market helps, but then also being able to validate those things internally, I think it really sets us apart from the competition. So,
we just don't stop there.
what do you got? What else do you got? Help me, Ryan.
Once we get the product to market, the testing doesn't stop. I think that's really the most important thing, not just for us, but for our customers, to know that we're continually looking at things, we're continually trying to improve them. So having that testing in-house allows us to not only get a product to the market, but monitor it afterwards and make sure that it's doing the things we say it does.
100%.
Yeah, you can only test for, so many scenarios, and then the real world is truly the best test there ever could be, because there's things that will happen in your product that you never would have thought, and just getting that feedback from the field can be vastly important to us.
Well, I think for our customers to understand our commitment to continuous improvement is substantial, and we're never satisfied. There's always an opportunity to improve, and that's great to know. That's part of our culture. So, beyond that, so you've got the idea, you kind of bring that forward, you bring a product in, we start testing, but I imagine that as you get closer to bringing that to market, that I know product launches are a big thing, and there's a lot of cross-functional work. Can you talk a little bit about that as your product develops, as you get ready to bring it to market? How are we working internally, cross-functionally, to bring things to market?
Well, we really try to incorporate a lot of our teams, and we do that at the outside a lot of times. So we're not just developing things in a bubble. Marketing is not working in a bubble. Sales, engineering, QC, we're all working together, and we usually kick things off right at the beginning with a project charter. We're making sure all the teams are involved. So it's our team in development, our QC team, engineering, supply chain is involved, sales, and even distribution, to make sure that we're looking at this in a holistic way so that we can actually bring something to market without disrupting the rest of our business.
Yeah, that's excellent. I've seen several of our most recent launches with the Woodmark, ChamClad. These have been, a lot of effort put forth, but I think we've delivered in a great way for our customers. And some of the best launches that I've seen in the company history have been really these recent ones. So I think it's really a testament to how we're working cross-functionally internally to bring our customers, a very sound and well-thought product and process. So
yeah, we should think that we're learning from each one and doing it a little bit better each time. So I'm glad to hear you say that some of these recent ones have turned out well.
They have, and I think everybody says, "How do we need to have another meeting?" But I think really what we're looking for is the end result. And when you're working with so many different functions in the company, it really takes an army and that commitment to that group. And one of the things everybody likes at the end is kind of that debrief where, like you say, Mark, we're really trying to look at the things where we can improve to make our next launch better. So. Talked a lot about how we got where we're at. Let's talk about where we're going and the future trends in building materials. So if we look ahead from your guys' perspective, what do you guys see shaping the building material industry in the decades ahead of us? What do you think is really going to drive innovation, and what do you think are those things that are going to help differentiate our industry and Wausau Supply?
I think there's some things that are tried and true, and they're always going to be part of our core, elements. Is that the installation piece is really going to drive further innovation. Like for example, with the Woodmark launch on the nickel gap substrate was a new substrate to us, and we're seeing contractors and builders use it in ways that we didn't fully anticipate. Like for example, in soffit, it must be much easier to install lights in smaller boards than doing bigger, wider boards, things like that. Doing larger installs versus just accent walls. A lot of options. It's just a really versatile product.
Yeah, and I think something you hit on, and Ryan may pick up on as well, but I think installation, as we look at the workforce specifically in building materials, don't have a lot of new people going in the industry. We're at Wausau Supply involved significantly in trying to foster new people to get in the industry, but it's not easy. So anything that can address installation issues, I think, is going to be really critical going forward. What about from your perspective, Ryan?
Well, I think just touching on the Woodmark collection again, it is a really unique product, and we're working on future development. And I'm really excited about the things that we've got in line for this. We're able to react to trends quicker with this product line, and that's something we're looking at. And of course, this is stuff we have behind the curtains again. I'm not going to get into full details here, but just the way we finish this product and the way we develop it allows us to react quicker. And I think you're going to see some exciting things come from Diamond Coat in the coming years.
I think on the ChamClad side of things, the launch of Board and Batten has been eagerly anticipated. Board and Batten has kind of taken over quite a bit of share from Shake, and that's been a little void there, but we're ready to launch that coming into IBS, correct?
Yeah, another beautiful product. No exposed fasteners, the extreme durability of ChamClad, and of course the amazing finish in all the wood tones that we offer. So it's going to be a really great addition to our product portfolio.
Well, guys, it's about time to wrap this one up, but I just wonder in closing if you guys had any last thoughts on, Wausau Supply, the role of innovation, and just your closing thoughts.
Yeah, I really appreciate Wausau Supply's kind of dedication to innovation. It's really helped, I feel like, our company's growth, and I really enjoy that aspect of my job. So I guess, yeah, let's keep it coming. I got a lot of ideas, and let's see how many we can take to market.
For sure. Grant, I need to echo that sentiment. The company's commitment to innovation is just amazing, and it helps folks like us get excited about this. There's a lot of our team members that are bringing ideas to the table, and we get to help bring them to life. There's not many organizations you can do that in. As employee owners, we're excited to be able to share ideas, share our input, and just really make a difference.
Well, I think first and foremost, our customer, whether it's the dealer or the contractor, and even the homeowner, that commitment to innovation, continual improvement, really listening to the voice of our customer and finding solutions and bringing those to market. I think that's a hallmark of Wausau Supply, and something that very much distinguishes us from a lot of the competitors in the market space. So really glad to have you guys here. Really appreciate the work you guys are doing behind the scenes. Your work may be behind the scenes, but your product are right out in front of our customers and bringing tremendous value to them. So thanks again for joining us today, Ryan and Mark.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan and Mark, for sharing your insights. If you want to learn more about Wausau Supply Company and its innovative products, visit wausausupply.com. Subscribe to Red Truck Radio wherever you listen to podcasts, and join us next time as we keep building smarter together.